Hello, I'd like to talk to you today about how research methods affect results. Spoiler, we don't really know, but we know they do. I've been reading some systematic reviews. These are reviews of often qualitative or mixed methods research to look at what we can learn from looking at a whole bunch of different research projects on the same or a similar topic. I noticed, and it interests me, that systematic reviews almost always beg and plead for more consistency from researchers. It would make the job of systematic reviewers very much easier if all researchers did our research projects in the same sort of way. But that's never going to happen because the way we do research is inevitably affected by the research context, the standpoints of people doing the research, and so on. There's a whole range of factors that will inevitably affect research and its results. Some meta-analyses I've been reading. Now, a meta-analysis is a bit like a systematic review, but involving statistics, looking at quantitative information, different studies that have been done using quantitative techniques, and what those can show us in aggregate, sometimes reanalyzing some of the data. And some of these meta-analyses show that different types of study can show stronger results or weaker results because of the different methods used. So we know that research methods do affect results. And there are a couple of UK researchers, Nick Fox and Pam Aldred, they've done some useful thinking about this. They see many individual methods as quite reductive. And if you think about it, that makes sense because we're trying to make something simple out of complexity. We're trying to create definition from messy, indeterminate life. And we're trying to smooth out variability and present coherent findings. Broadly speaking, Fox and Aldred conclude that one way forward could be to do careful multimodal research, so combining methods in such a way that the strengths of one method help to compensate for the weakness of another. We're still a long way from understanding how to do this, though, or even if it's a good idea, though it does sound promising. But ultimately, the question of how research methods affect results is too simple a question. We really need to know how to answer questions along the lines of, how will this method applied to this research question in this context affect the results? That's getting much more complicated, but it's much nearer to the kind of question we need to be able to ask and ideally also answer. We have a long way to go to find those answers, but at least we're getting a bit clearer about the question.